things to say that will always start a fight.
How many of you think tone woods don't matter at all on electric bass guitar? That was the question Alex from Barefaced Audio posted today on the bass subreddit. Let me just show you the rest of this post. I've seen more and more people being very vocal online about how the only things that matter on a bass guitar, in terms of the tone, are the strings and the pickups, and I'm wondering if this is now a majority view. I started making some videos about this last year, but it turned into such a horrible mess of comments on YouTube that I decided it was a futile educational challenge. Surely things will be different on Reddit, a place famous for its respectful and intelligent discourse. I know the player and the strings and the pickups are by far the dominant aspects that affect the tone of a bass, but I also know that the construction of an instrument matters too. The physics of resonance systems can't be ignored. For those that think construction, which includes tone woods, and I don't like that term, and yet you used it twice, has zero effect, consider how hollow body electric basses sound different to solid body basses. P.S. Please be nice. Reminder, this is Reddit, a place famous for its articulate and friendly users. So there you have it. It's a very innocent and unassuming post that just wants to generate some discussion around this topic of tone woods. Or, more likely, it's an attempt by this guy to stir the pot for some reason. I don't even know why. This doesn't make any sense to me why you would post something like this unless you were just trying to stir up shit. Because regardless of how this post is worded, the comments just kind of devolved into exactly what you would expect from Reddit, and Alex, instead of being the bigger person here, took the bait and just kind of made an ass of himself. He's writing comments that say things like, if you're that convinced that I'm clueless or delusional or whatever, then I'm not going to be able to write a sufficiently clear response in a small box on Reddit to explain that I'm not talking rubbish. That is what you came here to do, was it not? I didn't just have an idea about this today. I started studying mechanical engineering shortly after I started playing bass in 1996. I've been designing speakers and more recently amps for almost 20 years, most of that as a full-time business. I think about this stuff a lot. Basses and amps are one thing, tone wood is another, unless I'm mistaken, and I'm sure that there's some overlap between those two topics, but this is just like the Dunning-Kruger effect on full display. Like, just because you have a degree and you make amps, it doesn't mean you know everything there is to know about sound in general.
I think I can claim to be an expert on this. I do have a mechanical engineering degree.
At some point, I may revisit this stuff while talking about other stuff online and videos, etc., but I won't be making specific posts, etc., about it because so many people are so convinced that wood cannot matter at all! As I said at the start, the player, the pickups, the strings, and the scale length all matter far more, but I've been confused how people take such a black and white view on this. I guess I should expect that nowadays. The way the world has gone over the last few decades, people are less likely to find a considered understanding and are more likely to take up opposing positions and shout at each other. It's a shame. Look in the fucking mirror! Like, I just don't get how you can come into a subreddit and then argue with people like this and then act like you're the victim in all of this. Like, you are the instigator of this conversation, and then when people push back on you, you're not trying to consider another point of view, you're not trying to argue in good faith, you're just getting upset because people don't think the same way that you do. What kills me about this is that Alex is making mountains out of molehills. He's hyper-focusing on something that is just so small and making it so much more of a problem than it is. Like, sure, let's say that tone wood is a thing and that the kind of wood that your bass is made out of does have some impact on the way that it sounds. You can't really, control or change that, so why even worry about it? And the amount that matters compared to the dozens of other things that are all the variables at play, it just makes no sense to hyperfixate on this stuff like he does. Now, obviously, it would have made sense for me to just, click on past this, but I couldn't resist putting in my 2 cents here, and so this is what I wrote. I think the question you need to be asking is if something that matters so little is worth talking about at all. Furthermore, just because you can hear a difference doesn't mean much either. In most cases, you're choosing between two sounds that are both good. Rather than get mired in the extremely subjective and ultimately pointless minutiae of bass tone, people should just play more bass. And then this is where it got annoying. because he commented back to me and then he edited his comment out. I'll show you what the original comment said because I screenshotted it because it was so repulsive and so stupid. He says, "I have played my bass since I started this thread. Good for you. I won't discuss this again. I don't need random people on the internet to post 'you're a fucking loser' at me. It's just so weird how people get so emotionally involved in what should be an interesting academic and scientific discussion." Again, look in the fucking mirror, my guy. You are coming in here swinging and then getting mad because you start taking some punches? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So, of course, I reply and say, "You're the one getting emotional here. I never made any attacks on you personally, and yet you are taking it personally. Based on this interaction, I will never consider any of your products." And I will stand by that. If Barefaced wants to run their company like this, then that is their prerogative. But what an unprofessional and asinine thing to do. Like, what was the goal of this Reddit post? So that he could be right about things?
Someone is wrong on the internet. This is not a new thing. Many years ago, there was this excellent cartoon by this xkcd.com chap. "Are you coming to bed?" "I can't. This is important." What? Someone is wrong on the internet. That was me.
Oh my God. It is so he can be right about things. Like, it's just so obvious that he thinks so highly of himself and he just likes hearing himself talk, and he thinks that he just has all of this knowledge that he needs to impart to everybody. And Alex, just look me in the eye here. I know exactly what it feels like to be a nasally voiced guy on the internet trying to impart some experience and knowledge to people, and they don't want it. But just scrolling through some of your responses here and how you double and triple down on this whole thing is just so bafflingly stupid. Like, look how far this goes. Don't you have anything better to do? Like, what is this? What is this?
Maybe she's born with it. Or maybe, just maybe, it's mental illness, innit?
I wasn't intending to piss anyone off. I was trying to find out why people hold certain views and trying to respond with explanations and questions to illustrate that their views might not be founded in good science. This is not even close to true, dude. You just want to be right about stuff, and it's not a good look. Only I know all the truths of bass tone, and everyone should listen to me because they're all wrong about everything, because I have a mechanical engineering degree. Brr, 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 brr.
And sometimes I'd probably be confused, maybe I'd be the wrong person on the internet, but nowadays, when it comes to this world of sound and acoustics and audio and bass and guitar, I think I can claim to be an expert on this. I do have a mechanical engineering degree.
Fuck off, dude. What the hell? Anyway, this shit makes my head hurt, so I'm gonna go take some Tylenol, and hopefully I don't become as autistic as this guy.